Good afternoon, guys. Now I've got discussion B for you, where I'm giving you guys for this afternoon a little glimpse into elder care, which I'm proud to be a geriatric specialist for elder care. So here we go. Here's a fully developed narrative essay on elder care, written in the emotionally resonance, vivid, policy aware style you prefer, and structured so it can stand alone as a polished draft or to be adapted into testimony, op-ed, or a speech. Okay, here we go. The title is The Quiet Work That Holds Us Together, a narrative on elder care. Okay. Elder care begins long before anyone calls it that. It begins in the small shifts, the shower walk, the slower walk to the mailbox, the repeated story at dinner, the unopened mail on the counter. At first, you tell yourself it's nothing. People age, people forget, people adapt. But then one day, you notice the house feels different. The air is heavier. The silence lasts longer. And you realize you've crossed an inevitable threshold. You are now part of the quiet infrastructure that holds an older adult's world together. This is the moment elder care becomes real, not as a policy category, but as a lived experience. The first signs when life narrows, it often starts with a phone call. Mom fell again. Dad missed his medication. Aunt Linda got lost driving home. These moments are not dramatic. They're unsettling. They signal that the world is shrinking around someone you love. And suddenly you're thinking about safety, mobility, and what comes next in ways you never have before. You begin rearranging your own life, adjusting work schedules, checking in more, often learning, often learning the language of chronic conditions and cognitive change. You become the hinge between the past your loved one remembers and the future they fear. The middle stretch when caregiving becomes a second life. Caregiving really and rarely announces itself. It accumulates. A ride to the doctor becomes managing all appointments. A weekly grocery run becomes daily check-ins. A simple reminder becomes full medication management. You start carrying a mental ledger. What did the neurologist say? Did the home aide show up? Is the insurance authorization still pending? Folks, those are the kind of things that you get to jump into when your parent becomes unable to do things themselves. This is the part no one prepares you for. The way elder care becomes a second life layered on top of your first. You are still a worker, a parent, a partner, a friend, but now you're also a care coordinator, advocate, or a protector. And yet, in the middle of the exhaustion, there are moments of startling tenderness, the way your mother's hand still fits inside yours, the way your father relaxes when he hears your voice, the way an older adult's gratitude can feel like a blessing. The hard truth: caregiving without support breaks people. Every system around you assumes you can do this alone, but the math doesn't work. Caregiving takes time people don't have, money families can't spare, and emotional bandwidth that erodes under pressure. Without respite, without home and community based services, without a workforce that is trained and paid fairly, families collapse under the weight. This is where policy meets the kitchen table. This is where the absence of infrastructure becomes visible. This is where elder care becomes a public issue, not a private failing. The turning point when you realize you're not just caring for a person, you're holding a story. At the same point, you understand that elder care is not only about tasks, it's about stewardship. You are protecting a lifeline of memories, habits, preferences, and identities. You are preserving autonomy where you can and dignity where autonomy has slipped away. You are translating a person's history into a care plan that others can follow. You become the keeper of the narrative, the one who remembers how they liked their coffee, what music calms them down, and what routines anchor them. You become the bridge between who they were and who they are becoming. The large truth: elder care is infrastructure. We talk about infrastructure as roads and bridges, but elder care is the infrastructure that keeps families intact, workplaces functioning, and communities humane or human. It's it's the backbone of the healthcare system. It is the stabilizer of middle class. It is it is the moral test of society, and yet it is underbuilt, underfunded, and undervalued. If we invest in elder care the way we invest in physical infrastructure with long term planning, workforce pipelines, and sustainable financing, we would reduce hospitalizations, strengthen families, and allow millions of older adults to age with dignity. The ending that isn't the ending. The ending that isn't an ending. Elder care does elder care doesn't revolve neatly. It evolves. Needs rise and fall. Crises come and go. You adapt again and again because love demands it. And because the alternative, neglect, isolation, preventable decline, is unthinkable. But here is the quiet truth. Okay, folks, that is your B. I will be back on with C shortly. For now, Gator Wellness, take care, folks.